There's only 4 words. This one's for John. This one's for Pat.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of NFL with Kyle. Today, we break down the Denver Broncos' new signing. This not a huge one, not somebody that you probably have ever heard of, but that's the whole purpose of the podcast. All right, we're going to learn who this guy is, and we're going to learn together, damn it. The Denver Broncos have signed Michael Dwumfour, who is a defensive tackle from the Chicago Bears. The team announced Wednesday. So this was reported by Mike Kliss from 9 News. This was also posted on the Denver Broncos official website. So not that somebody of this caliber would be, lied about. Like it's not Odell Beckham Jr. or somebody like that. But this is maybe a smart move by the Denver Broncos trying to get somebody, like, make no mistake about it. This guy is his one job is to stop the run. That's exactly why he's on the roster. And, the 53-man roster, as it gets closer to being finalized, bringing people in at this time versus, right after the draft where you got 100 guys in the team, it tells you a little bit more about the mindset. Denver is very serious about seeing, where this guy fits. And, depending on how he plays or if he plays in the Saints preseason game, he might actually earn himself a roster spot, which is pretty exciting stuff. I do have some film here, and I was going back and watching. This is a guy that played at Michigan, and I'm going to share my screen with you really quick because I was watching, I got 4 minutes and 10 seconds of highlights. But right at the 1 minute mark is where I said, I like that. Okay. And I'm going to share it with you now. Okay. Share screen, window. Here we go. All right. So right at the 1 minute mark. So this is about 50 seconds. So here he is right here. Run stuffer. That's what I like the most. Now, in case you missed it, I'm going to rewind it. Watch him shed that block. Did you see that? I'm going to show you one more time. Okay, this is the run before. Just does a good job, but watch him slide, get off of me, and then make the play. I like to see somebody that's nearly 300 pounds be able to have good body control. And that's what you see here, right up the middle. Can't stop me. Get off of me. This is Nebraska. And Nebraska's supposed to have a bunch of corn boys, right? He's moving through these guys like nothing. It's like farm strength. This is Dwumfour strength. All right, here we go again. Boom. And he's really quick for a guy that, when you see this guy and you're like, he's obviously a run stuffer, and then you see him get after the passer pretty quick. Good acceleration for a guy that's almost 300 pounds. And boom, get off of me. I'm faster than you. I'm better than you. So I like the signing. Let me know in the chat if you guys have heard of this guy before or not. But I'm a fan of the signing. This is somebody that Sean Payton likes. Hey, if Sean likes him, then I like him. But I'm actually hoping, I'm pulling for this guy. I'm hoping that he can make the final 53-man roster because he looks at least from what I've seen, he looks impressive. Okay. So I do have some notes here from him. He's 6'1", 296 pounds, a journeyman player. So he's been, he's got some experience. He knows the drill, especially this time of year. Unfortunately, he hasn't really gone to a team that has given him a long-term contract. In 2021, he signed with the Jets as an undrafted free agent, and then he went to the Houston Texans. Actually played 10 games from 2021 to 2022. And then he went to the San Francisco 49ers in 2022, played 2 games with them. Then the next year he was with the Cleveland Browns, only played 1 game with the Browns. And then in 2023, I guess he played with the Tennessee Titans after the Cleveland Browns. And then last year he was with the Chicago Bears. Most recently, he was waived by the 49ers in the 2025 preseason on August 14th. And now, doesn't this make a ton of sense? Because before joining the Broncos were playing the 49ers, right? So the Broncos got a really close look at this guy because they were in practice together all week. And the Broncos were sitting back going, hey, I like this dude. We got D-Rock in the chat. What's going on, D-Rock? I mean, I just feel so much better about it already, knowing that Sean was that up and close and personal. And he's going, dude, if the 49ers waived this guy, we're picking him up. Hey, Sean, we don't have room for him. We'll make room. Bye. J.B. Brown, inside linebacker, a rookie inside linebacker, undrafted. Goodbye. We like what we see from Dwumfour. And the Broncos, it appears, were just sitting back, waiting for the 49ers to waive him. And then the Broncos cleared waivers. And then, boom, he's a Bronco. So I think this is a guy that's going to make the practice squad. Dwumfour spent a portion of the 2024 season on Cleveland's practice squad. And most recently, he played in the 2025 preseason for the 49ers. So look, I'm going to get done with this and I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch the Denver Broncos 49ers preseason game. And I'm looking for Dwumfour. I'm looking to see, what he's about on the field, because I wasn't looking for him before. So maybe he'll stand out this time. He played at Michigan from 2016 to 2019, 34 games, only had 4 starts. But look, I mean, his highlights, you got 7 minutes worth of production, 4 minutes worth of production for a guy that, only had 4 starts. He appeared in 34 games. So he's a rotational player. He saw the field often, 34 games, only 4 starts. I mean, that's pretty remarkable. So this is a rotational player that on paper, no, he's not a starter, but yes, he sees the field every single week. It reminds me of Tillman for us. Last year, Tillman came into the game. He made a lot of plays, and it's getting close to that time where some of these guys like Tillman are going to be due for a contract, and the Broncos are being smart. John Franklin Myers, another guy that is going to be due for a contract. The Broncos are trying to get ahead of it, bring in some competition, and try to go, get a better deal, because with all the talent we have, Nick Bonito still needs to be paid. You got Bo Nix, who maybe not at the end of this year, but at the end of next year. These things are going to be on the horizon. So you just know that there's certain guys on the team like John Franklin Myers that aren't going to be able, we can't pay them all. And unfortunately, with the amount of success I'm predicting, you're predicting, the world's predicting Denver to have this year, the value is only going to go up on these players, and they're going to become more expensive. Denver's doing a good job of getting ahead of that and addressing it by bringing in guys like Dwumfour. Now, he transferred to Rutgers in 2020, so he left Michigan. And his senior year, he decided to go to Rutgers. wanted to play for a team that would probably start him instead of just giving him the rotational role. Only 4 starts in 3 years with Michigan. He goes to Rutgers. He started 8 games, recorded 25 tackles, and earned an honorable mention All Big Ten award. So he did have a ton of success when he saw the field. And this is this is just the kind of guy that you love, right? I mean, he goes team to team to team, like the Jets to the Texans to the 49ers to the Browns to the Titans to the Bears to the Niners to the Broncos. And you got to love it, because how many guys don't find, a team and they're out of the league in 1 year, 2 years, right? This guy has been slept on since he was at Michigan. He had to go down a level, going to Rutgers from Michigan, just to see the field, just to go undrafted and bounce around from team to team to team. And I'm telling you, these guys that are built 300 pounds, they have to work really damn hard to keep their body in football shape. So the fact that this guy has had a million passes to just be like, I tried, it never worked out, and nobody would have faulted him for it after his 7th football team in the NFL. But no, not this guy. This guy is just keeping himself in shape and ready for the next opportunity. And Sean said in a press conference today that Rod Smith, who was at the practice today, he said he really enjoyed talking to Rod Smith. He loves when the, veterans, Hall of Fame type players come back. And he said, I didn't know Rod Smith actually played in the new stadium that was built in 2001. He was still on the roster the day after 9/11. He was talking about playing in Denver. And, it's pretty cool when you hear Sean say, I told Rod Smith I wish I could have coached him. Because when I hear other coaches talk about Rod Smith, like just a selfless guy, 7th round draft pick, selfless, didn't need to get the ball all the time, didn't mind putting his head down and blocking and getting his hands dirty, whatever the team needs, special teams, it didn't matter. Like Rod Smith was here to help the team. And Sean said, that's my favorite type of player to coach. And for that reason, I have Jaleel McLaughlin making the roster again this year. And I also believe that this guy is exactly what Sean loves. He just got done saying this about Rod Smith. And then, the day before, he signs Michael Dwumfour. And to me, like, this is exactly that type of personality. Like, I'm just going to keep on fighting. I'm going to put my head down. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to come earlier. I'm going to stay later. And I'm going to just keep on working. And that's what we got from this guy. So I'm a fan right off the bat. Still gobsmacked about Vele. Yeah, Vele. Vele, if it weren't for the value we got back out of Vele, I would have been a lot more disappointed. But also, Sean said every year there's a couple players. Usually there's 1 or 2. Like when Hard Knocks was in Detroit, there was that character Rodrigo. This year, the 2 guys really, Jonah Ellis and Troy Franklin. Those are the 2 players that have really had just great camps and great preseasons. And they've obviously taken that kind of step that we saw Marvin Mims take in the middle of the season last year. So I think when Sean looked at it, he's like, man, Pat Bryant's much further along than we thought he was going to be at this point. Troy Franklin's doing better than we thought. And we got Cortland Sutton, who's coming off a career year, and then Marvin Mims broke out last season. And we can turn a 7th round pick into a 7th and a 4th in just 1 year. And yeah, could it come back to bite us in the ass? Maybe. But one thing that Sean has proven us up to this point is that he knows how to draft. He is very damn good at drafting players. So I don't feel like, even if Vele has a lot of success this year with the Saints, which is doubtful, But even if he does, we can't properly grade whether it was a win or a loss until we see who Sean drafts and who those players ultimately, become. And if we can turn next year's 7th into another Vele, and then we get a 5th round pick to draft another guy like the dude we got out of Alabama this year, we'll be happy then. Okay, so that's a little bit about him. Playing style, known for disruptive ability, but often limited by finishing plays, making him a depth piece with potential, which is to go without saying. Injuries to backups like Matt Henningsen and undrafted rookie Christian Williams mispractice on the 19th. Exposed some vulnerabilities behind starters like DJ Jones, Zach Allen, and JFM. So there's only one preseason game remaining against the Saints, which is crazy. Like, is Vele just going to stay with the team and fly to New Orleans? Obviously not, but it's crazy. It's like whenever Denver gets rid of a wide receiver, we play that team immediately. Remember, we got rid of, rest in peace, Demaryius Thomas, and then we played the Houston Texans the next Sunday. It was like, whoa. On August 19th, the Broncos worked out 4 defensive tackles: Dwumfour, Thor Griffith, Devonsha Maxwell, and Gavin Mayer. Dwumfour's experience and performance in the workout earned him the contract. So it's not like, this was the only guy that was available. Denver did their due diligence. They were interested in 4 other guys, brought them all in for a workout. Dwumfour maybe was neck and neck with somebody, but ultimately his experience, his pedigree, and his personality separated him. Head coach Sean Payton emphasized competition, saying these guys, they're all competing, and we say this to them, and it's serious. We're rooting for all of them. Dwumfour has a chance to prove himself in the preseason finale. We know how Sean feels about this team. It's a very hard team to make the final 53, and I see him being a practice squad guy, but it's a low risk move, and for that reason I feel like the signing is strategic because it's a low cost addition to bolster depth without significant roster upheaval. So I like the move a lot. Now, JB Brown, that's the trade-off here. The undrafted rookie linebacker out of Kansas, he was waived to accommodate Dwumfour. JB Brown, he only had 2 tackles in 2 preseason games, but he faced tough competition from other undrafted linebackers. We had Karen Reed, Jordan Turner, and then ultimately with Dre Greenlaw and Alex Singleton, like this guy wasn't going to see the field anyway. And I feel that Denver was like, okay, we brought JB Brown in because we saw something we liked, and we gave him 2 games and all of the time, between bringing him in and now to say, because this is the thinking every time they let a player go, is this going to bite us in the ass later? Are we going to look back on this and go, oh God, he was on our team and we let him go? And that is where every time Denver brings in a player and releases a player to accommodate, Denver feels like, at least Sean and George feel like, this isn't going to bite us in the ass. This is a player that we got to look at, gave him a shot, and we don't feel like he's going to excel right now. So let's move off of him. And the other way is like what happened with Vele. You move off of a guy because it's just too much value to ignore. The move is going to be exciting to see, at least for me. During the Saints game, I expect to see him take the field. And man, I mean, what if this guy is pretty good right away? Like I said, when I get done with this, I'm going to end it here pretty soon. I want to start going live more. The reason I wasn't going live is because every time I went live, I was going live for like 2-3 hours, and I'm looking at YouTube content. And I'm like, I just need to do what these guys are doing, man. They're just hopping on live for 10 minutes and they're dipping out. And I don't know, a lot of them, they record the video and then they post it. I feel like if I'm going to go and do a video, I'm going to go live every time. So just get used to that. I'm just going to hop on for, 10, 15 minutes and jump off. And I may do that once a day. I may do that like 4 times a day. It depends on what's going on that specific day. But instead of having one long episode once a week, I'm going to be just coming in with, things as they come. But anyway, I hope you learned something about our new defensive tackle, Michael Dwumfour. I'm excited to see what he can become. Listeners, tell me, weigh in on X, on YouTube, in the comments. Let me know how you feel about him. This is a guy that bounced around 6 NFL teams since 2021. Has he finally found a home in Denver? Let me know what you guys think. And as always, you guys can follow this page, and every time I go live, you'll be notified. I'm going to be doing a lot of Denver Broncos content here. I was building it last year, and then I got into a job that took all of my time. I was doing property management for a 55 and up community, and it was 75, 80-hour weeks. I had zero life. And the money was really good, but ultimately I realized that what I really want to do, what I feel that I was born to do, is the Denver Broncos. And because I was in the military, and I got blown up in the military, my leg got blown up, and I was medically retired. I tried to stay in. I was a naval aviator, and I loved what I did. I spent 6 years busting my ass to get to the point where I get my gold wings. And as soon as I got them, I got injured, and it was like I fought so hard to stay, and ultimately the Navy didn't want me, and now they pay me every single month. And I'm like, I have this like unique ability to have an income while I follow my dream. And it just hit me, one day, like waking up, going to work. It's like, dude, you've been given, now I don't want to say a lottery ticket because every day I'm in pain, but you've been given a rare opportunity to actually chase what you love. And because of that, I feel like I owe it to myself and everyone else out there that wishes they were in that opportunity to pursue what I actually want. And that is to be a content creator for the NFL, but specifically Denver Broncos. I mean, I think about the Denver Broncos, it sounds crazy, but before I go to bed and right when I wake up and everything in between is the Denver Broncos. That has been the way my whole life has been. I can't remember a time in my life where it wasn't like that. So I thought the best way to, I guess, let people know who I am and separate myself from just, oh, he's another Broncos fan, is to make not a documentary, but just like an about me video and just pin it at the top of my X. So when people see a comment and they click on my profile, boom, it's the first video. And they can actually learn who I am and why following this page is such an easy thing for you to do, but it means so much to me. Like I need to put my story out there. I need to explain how I got here and why I need this to work, right? Because I have a kid coming in November. I already have a son. This will be my second son. And I feel that I have the skills to do it. I need to hone in on them, but ultimately, like they say, people don't fail, people just quit. And I just know that if I just keep my foot on the gas, that it'll work out in due time. And for all those that are listening that have been here since the beginning, seriously, I want to thank you, because I know it's been a while. I still go live on the Only Football podcast, but I'm going to be going live here a lot more. And it's going to be Denver Broncos. So I appreciate all of you, seriously, from the bottom of my heart. I'm so grateful for you guys. And if there's anything that you specifically want me to make content, like if it's like, would you like more deep dives in old Broncos stuff? Would you like just quick news updates? I want this channel, I want the people that enjoy it to, inspire me, because I'm so ADD that I'm like, oh, I should just do news. No, I should make a documentary on how good Champ Bailey was. No, I should do deep analytics on why Peyton Manning's 2013 season was the greatest single season in the history of the sport. If I just had some comments that were like, hey, this is what we want, I feel like that would that would help me out more than you guys know. So feel free to let me know in the comments what you guys want, and I'll do my best to cater the channel, even if it's just for that specific episode. But I appreciate you guys. I will see you guys on the next episode. And for those of you that are stopping in for the first time, I will see you again shortly. That's my promise to you guys. All right. Thank you guys for listening.